What's going on?
I'm packing and getting ready for a 15-day jaunt all around North America and the world. I'm going to I've two events in Texas this weekend, and then Monday I'm flying to Seattle, meeting my family there, and then we're going to a family camp off the coast of British Columbia.
Cool.
And then we're flying to Rome.
I mean, why not throw it in?
Yeah, well, because why not? Because that's like those are right next to each other. It's just like a hop, skip, and if you shot me out of a cannon. So I was invited by a couple different organizations within the Vatican to kind of attend events and perform, sing, pray with folks. So this year's been a Jubilee year in the Catholic Church. And so even before the election of a new Pope, these events were kind of loosely scheduled. And now the fact that there's a new Pope and he's from the South Side of Chicago, I'm going to try to smuggle a deep dish pizza in my luggage and see if I can get to meet him. I'm not really. I don't think it would. I don't think it would hold over well.
No, but I do. I mean, here in Idaho, we did have Chicago pizza delivered one time on dry ice.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it works.
So it is possible.
It is.
All right.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse for you.
Yeah, I know. It would be weird, of all places, like going to Italy and bringing like pizza on dry ice in Italy, of all the places. That feels strange.
Maybe the next time you go to Italy. Maybe.
Exactly.
You got to leave something for the next trip.
Yes, 100%.
So the family camp, is that something that you guys have done for a long time? Or is it just, hey, there's some random family camp on the other side of the country and maybe we should go there?
Yeah. No, past couple of years I've gotten to know some incredible folks who run a camp up there, and during the summer they host families, and it's really a beautiful time. And so we were planning on doing that for a week. And then I have a lot of friends now in Vancouver, and old people, folks I've known from ministry for a long time.
That's cool.
So that was the plan. And then this opportunity came to go to Rome. And so I was like, I don't want to do it. And so my oldest is about to go into the 8th grade, and he's switching schools. And his old school, they typically take an 8th grade trip at the beginning of the year, right before the beginning of the year. And so we were kind of bummed he wasn't going to get to take an 8th grade trip. Then I was like, well, it's like we could make this trip to Rome the 8th grade trip. So
that's probably way better.
I think so. So we're really excited.
Hey, that's cool. My middle's about ready to go into 8th grade, and life, the way that life goes, there could be some transitionings happening, in our family where that might be a thing. And, as a mom, I'm just like, I'm going to ruin her life, or maybe not, depending on how it rolls out. Right. You never know.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's the thing as a parent, is that your kids don't come with manuals, and I mean, we tell our kids all the time, we have no idea what we're doing. There's certain things that we know that we're like, God wants us to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain stuff that's non-negotiable, but a lot of this, we're trying to figure it out along the way. And so there is an element of trust, and I think an element of like, if I could demonstrate to my kids anything, it's not so much like, I think the thing I'm learning first and foremost, if I could demonstrate one thing, it would be just my need of Jesus and how much my relationship with him impacts my life, informs my character, affects the way that I make decisions and that I react in situations. And like, they don't like that will leave a greater impression than how much I knew or did not know about a particular subject in life.
Good. That is so good. I mean, it's not a cop-out. It's actually real. when people say, oh, I'll pray for you, and it feels like such a cop-out, it's like, no, actually, that's literally the most powerful thing you could do.
Really, really is.
Yeah.
Really, really is.
Yeah. I mean, that's impressive though. You kind of have to swallow ego. You kind of have to be humble. You kind of have to like not, to be like, I really don't know what I'm doing. And you might not feel like you know what you're doing in that particular situation you find yourself in. Let's muddle through this thing together.
We'll do it together, and I have to be the parent because that's the role I've been given in this situation. So, yesterday we went shopping, all of us, and our youngest hates shopping.
Me too.
And he lasted 15 minutes and then was just like, I don't want to go anymore. And was just sitting outside a mall or sitting outside of like a Nordstrom's in a mall. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going, okay, I can lose my temper. I can threaten him to remove things. That's probably the go-to thing that parents do. It's like, well, this is going to cost you. and I just said, okay, buddy, well, I'm going to go sit over there and we have to do this. And I know it's hard, but life's full of hard stuff sometimes. It's like, and we have to do it. So I'm going to sit over there. And when you're ready to keep going, you just let me know. And so I went and sat down. And then we finally did, and then we were going down an escalator and I turned around. There's just like a single tear going down his eye. And I was just like, I'm so sorry you're having such a hard time.
Yeah.
And we'll try to get through this as fast as we can. But that's just like sometimes in life, there's just stuff that we find really hard. And then eventually we'll look back and go, that was not hard. But I was like, but just making them feel bad because he doesn't understand, he doesn't have that perspective. Like all that does is just throw shame on him that he's going to have to process later in life. And it's like, and I'm his dad. It's like, I'm the closest thing to a heavenly father. I'm like I'm an analogy for God right now. So
no pressure.
It's like, I want to try. No pressure. Right. So that was a good moment. There's probably 2,500 bad moments I could share with you.
Yeah. It's good though. We can share our victories together and it gives us ideas. Parents have to collaborate. Kids collaborate against us and we collaborate for them. So
very true.
That's good. So when you guys go on vacation, is it working vacation most of the time for you? Like you got stuff going on?
I mean, yes and no. It depends. Like we went to Buffalo to visit my in-laws.
Okay.
And no one up there is going to ask me to do anything unless we're at a family gathering. But her family are great. I love hanging out with them. They're all salt of the earth people and
nice,
really, really fantastic. So I always feel like I can kind of unplug there, which is really, really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I would say usually what gets us out of the house on a big way going out of the state right now is it is usually like, I'm going to go and I'm going to sing for 30 minutes and then we're going to have the rest of the day to kind of do whatever.
That's cool.
So that feels like a pretty good trade.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you writing? What are you doing?
I mean, I would say most of my songwriting these days seems to be I'm kind of writing a lot about stuff in worship that has informed the way that I look at the world. So I would encourage people, sort of reflecting on some themes, which is like, number one, link up your story with the story of God as much as possible.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Well, it's just that's what the scriptures are. The scriptures are the story of God, and we bring sort of our experience and the stuff that we go through in life. But what helps us test our lives and make sense of it all is this larger narrative framework that we're part of. And it's full of people who knew Jesus, and it's full of people who were waiting for Jesus and never got to meet him, and it's full of people um, who who were around Jesus but never made a decision to actually follow him. It's full of human, very frail, very flawed people. So I think bringing your story and seeing your story as how is it part of the story of God is just very healthy and very important in the life of a Christian. I think understanding the fact that there's a time and place for everything under God's, um, you know, especially here in the West, like seasons themselves are built to remind us that there's a time and place for everything. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you're frustrated in life, it might just be that like you're in a season that you don't want to be in, but that's where you are. And to maybe look for Jesus in the middle of it, wherever you find yourself, because he's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's in every season. Um, I
That's cool.
think encouraging people who feel kind of tired going to church on Sunday to what I always tell people is church is the end of our week and it's the start of our week. So, but if it's the only place you're talking to God,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's hard to pick up where you left off 7 days ago. And if you can take 5 minutes every morning and then you can bring those 6 days of 5 minutes, that's 30 minutes of experience you've had with God. And you could bring that with you into Sunday, and that might give you a reason to sing.
Aw,
But
that's
just
good.
showing up cold on a Sunday morning, it's hard to find a lot of reasons to do this weird group activity that Christians do. We're the only group of people that get together every 7 days, and a big part of what we do is we sing.
Mhm. That's right.
So that's just a handful of stuff I'm thinking about. I'm
I
kind of
love.
writing about these days. Obviously, I had a song recently come out called Wait. Um, that, Isaiah 40 says, those who wait upon the Lord, he'll renew their strength. I think we can wait like Martha. A lot of people feel like they can wait like Martha or they can wait like Mary, where
Ooh.
they're waiting on Jesus like they're serving him, or they're waiting on Jesus like they're sitting at his feet.
Mm.
And I think it's both. I think while we're sitting at his feet with our eyes fixed on him, we can serve him.
Mm.
But it's really hard if you serve him without being fixated on his presence, you burn out really quickly.
Mm. Sounds like
And
you
that's
know
kind of
something about that.
yeah, and that's kind of at the heart of that song and what it's about really. It's
Mm-hmm.
about those who find themselves in a season of waiting on God
Mm-hmm.
and sort of encouraging him to just keep their eyes fixed on him.
Mm-hmm.
That those who wait on the Lord, he'll renew their strength.
Mm. That's so good. That's so good. Just as an aside, I got to talk to Sean Sharma recently from The Chosen, and he said, "Did you know
Oh,
that Matt Maher wrote a song for The Chosen?" I'm
I
like,
did.
"No." So tell me about
Oh,
that just a
really?
little bit.
Oh, man. Yeah, Dallas Jenkins is just a great guy. He's just a really, really fantastic human being. We got to know each other a little bit in the making of these two Chosen Christmas specials. I found out he was a big fan of my music. In particular, the song "Lord, I Need You" really helped him through a pretty tough season. And
Mm.
um, right before the conversation that we connected, I had written a song based on this scene from the second episode, the conversation between Mary Magdalene and Nicodemus, where she says this line of "All I know is I was one way and now I'm completely different, and the thing in between was him." Well, that was the first season that was the first scene they ever wrote for the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there was something about that scene that kind of set the trajectory for the show. And so I shared that song with Dallas, and he was like, "We need to make a music video." And I was like, I'm like, what do you mean? Am I going to be in the show? Like, I have too much white hair. I guess I could play Moses in like a retrospective, or maybe Abraham. I don't know. Now this accent, that'd be weird. He's like, "No, you idiot. We're going to put you in front of a movie screen, and we're just going to play the show behind you, and you're going to sing." I was like, "Oh, yeah, I can do that."
Oh, okay.
But then obviously, yeah, went out to the set and made this video, and honestly got to know Jonathan Rumi kind of through there, because he was on set getting ready to shoot, I think, B-roll. I think it was for the third season, which hadn't even come out yet. So it was, yeah, and then got to go to the premiere for season 3 and get to know some of the cast, and they're all such incredible people, and just kind of be an observer like everyone else to watching something that's never been done in the history of the church before, like a long form show about Jesus. And knowing the story and knowing where it was going, realizing like, man, a lot of these actors, like they're being such good actors. They're just concerned about their character now. They're not thinking about where it's going to go. They're not thinking about the implications of like, oh, these people that we've all formed friendships with and relationships with, and we've gotten to know each other off the lens. Like we're going to have to go through, the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus, and so I think obviously you're sort of seeing that as the seasons have progressed and the shows progressed. You're seeing how much more close knit and intimately connected they've become with one another, and I think it really translates on the screen as well.
That's so cool. That's a cool little thing you probably weren't expecting in life.
Oh, listen, my whole life at this moment is an unwished bucket list. It's just, I feel like the stuff that I've got, stuff that the 10-year-old me didn't even know was a possibility. Wasn't even thinking about. So, I still would love it if we could make real lightsabers at some point in life, but I also have a bleeding disorder, so it's probably not a good idea. It'd be bad.
Probably not a good idea.
So, yeah, probably not a good idea.
Oh, well, hey, I've taken more of your time than I meant to, but I sure appreciate just sharing some time with you, Matt. I wish you God's blessing with it, Godspeed whenever you're traveling, right?
Thank you so much.
All around the world, and that God would just impact so many more people through you and just bear fruit that you would get to enjoy, that others would get to enjoy, and just blessings on you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for being here. I would love to know what you think of the content. Make sure that you comment and let us know. You can listen to Mornings with Tristi Monday through Friday from 5 to 10 Mountain Time on KTSY at 89.5 in the Boise area, 88.3 in McCall, 88.1 in Twin Falls, and 91.9 in Baker City. You can also stream from wherever you are at ktsy.org. Download the KTSY app for free and make sure to follow along on socials at KTSY Mornings with Tristi on Facebook and Instagram. Love to stay connected.